Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I am George. We're all George. So, tonight let's talk about how the Bitcoin rally is confirmed. And let's speculate on the next crypto ETFs, which is imminent, and the answers may shock you. So, let's talk about both of these things and more. Even about the Apple event that everyone's talking about. Let's do it. Welcome, guys. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Overall today, not a whole lot of movement for crypto. Okay, basically still sideways, and that's okay. We have gone through sideways movement before, consolidation. That's perfectly normal. Okay, crypto's testing your patience, and those that have the most patience will get most rewarded. That's just how it works. First things first, I guess I have to mention this. Something controversial. Apple, okay, again, had their like big hurrah thing where they show off all of their cool technologies and so forth. But the biggest one that I care about and the biggest one that's causing stir is this. Now, I've said this before. Apple really has no AI. Okay, they're not even trying to compete. They're not competing with OpenAI, nor Gemini from Google, nor Anthropic from Amazon. They really have no answer. So that's why today they announced some official collaboration. We don't know how deep this goes, but basically, ChatGPT will be integrated into the iPhone. And I think most people think this is good, and you don't have to pay for it. You'll just be able to, I think, just Siri will be able to just utilize OpenAI or ChatGPT more specifically, and just get answers. Okay, so that's kind of Apple's way. I don't know how much they paid, but I'll say this: they probably paid billions for this because they're just so behind on the AI game. But it doesn't matter. That's not a controversial thing. What is Elon. Elon does not like this. Not like this one bit. Elon has a grudge against OpenAI, okay? Because he says he's the founder, and then he didn't like where it was going. It was open source back in the day, and then he left it, and then OpenAI continued to develop, and it became a powerhouse, and Microsoft bought 49% of it. But Elon really hates it. He tweeted this out, and then he made this declaration. So this is where I don't know how integrated this will be. But he says if Apple integrates OpenAI at an OS level, meaning not just at an app level, but at an OS level, like integrated with Siri or something, then Apple devices will be banned at my companies. That is unacceptable security violation. And visitors will have to check their Apple device at a door where they will be stored in a Faraday cage. I think this is Elon just like talking out of his butt right here, okay? It's not like currently Apple or Google doesn't spy on people. It happens, we know that. But somehow he feels like OpenAI somehow, you know, is going to make this worse for Apple. Well, what about if OpenAI gets integrated into Samsung devices or Android devices? Does that mean it's going to ban all Samsung devices? Well, I don't even know what's going on here. But Elon, you know, he's just been he's under a lot of pressure recently. Let's just say that. The good thing is Tesla still holds a boatload of Bitcoin, and so does SpaceX. But, you know, from a press perspective, it just seems like he's making all the wrong choices. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, just thought I should mention that. Okay, moving forward, what else is there? Well, we got a couple more companies buying Bitcoin today. Another new one, DeFi Technologies. They're like a VC. They bought 110 Bitcoin today. Semler Scientific already bought, and Metaplanet, which is considered MicroStrategy of Japan, bought more. So here's the posting from DeFi Technology, and then here's one from Metaplanet saying they bought another 23 Bitcoin, about $1.6 million, right? So again, a lot of companies are buying a lot of Bitcoin at this point. And people are like, oh, Bitcoin's dumping. Okay, guys, calm down. Calm down, okay? It's not like we dropped below this level that we were at 3 days ago. Again, calm down, people. Focus on the bigger picture, the long-term gains, not short-term volatility. All right, so we got more companies buying a whole lot of Bitcoin. So that is absolutely fantastic. Okay. And that's not going to stop no matter what. Even with small dips. Okay. These big companies, these institutions know Bitcoin is the way. Okay. That is why even short-term holders, they are increasing their holdings. The realized price of Bitcoin is actually going up because more and more people are buying in. Not just the institutions, not just the public trade companies, but also people. The short-term realized price of Bitcoin is now at $64,000. Basically, the highest it's ever been in history. Okay? Think about that. That is what's important. All the moving averages are moving higher. All-time high for basically anything with a moving average. And now even realized price. What does this mean? This means that people are loading up. People are actually buying Bitcoin at $60,000+, including $69,000, $70,000, $71,000 that we were just at a few days ago. Okay? That's what it means. Okay? And short-term holder realized price and profit loss margin is about 3.35%, which means, again, a major sell-off is not likely on the table. But, of course, there's short-term volatility. We always have that. We've been having short-term volatility for the last 3 months. It should not be a surprise at this point, right? Like everyone in the chat going, oh, we're falling. It's a big dip. Okay, yeah, we saw that 2 days ago. Calm down. Calm down. Okay? Know that we are still sitting in a very good position. Bitcoin holders keep on increasing. Institutions continue to buy. In fact, the ETF, I don't have the latest numbers, but the ETF inflow is still positive today. Okay, we don't know the official number from BlackRock. Unless BlackRock sold off today, it's still going to be in the green. It's not going to stop. Just like this chart, what it shows. Yes, there will be ups and downs. But we've had up and downs for months. We had up and downs for years. Okay? Do not let that scare you, because we are going higher. The rally is confirmed. The next leg is around the corner. So don't let short-term volatility scare you away from life-changing wealth. I've been saying that for years. And if you've been listening, you've been DCAing, you are way in the green, and the small volatility does not affect you at all. In fact, if we do go lower, then look at it as a buying opportunity. But still, these days, we've been extremely, extremely strong. Just last week, we were touching 71.3, trying to break through. And I do think that is still right around the corner. We just have a lot of shorts right now piling on. And this week, we do have a big FOMC meeting that's coming up in a couple days. We always have volatility ahead of time. But let's see what Powell says, because if he declares that we need to have a rate cut immediately, okay, man, the markets will be soaring, will be absolutely on fire. That's coming in 2 days. All right. Now, outside of Bitcoin, what else is there? A lot of speculation about the next ETF and how it's imminent. Right? We already know Ethereum ETFs have been approved, but none have been released. ProShares is now joining the game, and you have Fidelity and BlackRock and ARK and many others that are trying to release their Ethereum ETFs. Okay, once that happens, I think it'll be a big catalyst. We will see a massive amount of money flowing into these Ethereum ETFs, but people want to know what's next. Okay, what other crypto is going to get a spot ETF? Well, many people, including myself, are speculating that it's Solana. And even elections may favor Solana. I don't know about elections favoring Solana, but here's the reality, okay? If you look at institutional interest in holding, okay, and basically you'll see that, hey, the third largest assets being held right now, or the third largest interest outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum is Solana, right? Look at Cardano interest on this and look at XRP's interest. So for people that are thinking, well, XRP will get an ETF soon. Well, institutions have basically zero interest in XRP. So even though they could come out of the ETF, doesn't mean that they will. Cardano, even less interest. And then you have Polkadot, Polygon, Solana, multi-asset. I don't even know what that means, but Solana is the third biggest, right? So if there is going to be a new ETF after Ethereum, it's probably going to be Solana. And there are rumors, this is complete speculation, that BlackRock is set to apply for a Sol ETF next month. Again, I have no idea if that's going to happen. It could not. Okay, but if it does, watch out. Solana is going to pump to the moon. Even without it being accepted, just having the application filed in will set it to the moon like this. $3,200 by 2030, quite possibly. I think $1,000, $2,000 could be within this cycle, right? So I do think that is the case. But here's the thing. What about outside of Solana? What else could be a candidate for an ETF? Well, Arthur Hayes thinks that Dogecoin will get an ETF this cycle. I don't know why, but here's why. Here's what he explains. He believes it is the oldest meme coin. It's on Robinhood, okay? If you're thinking about TradeFi getting crypto, they're going to put an ETF on anything they can. It's a high market cap thing. So his reasoning is Dogecoin has a high market cap. It's the oldest meme coin, and it's on Robinhood. And those three alone will give Dogecoin an ETF approval. I don't know about that. ETFs are meant for institutions. Have we heard of any institutions out there saying that they want Dogecoin exposure? I haven't seen it. I haven't heard it at all. But here's the thing. There are more Dogecoin holders on Robinhood than Ethereum by almost 50%. So there's something to it. Robinhood and Robinhood users love Doge. And that could go very far. And then you see a lot of these whale alerts. Here's one $29 million worth of Doge being bought on Robinhood and transferred away. Here's another one, $18 million. A lot of these whales are loading up on Doge. Maybe they know something that we don't. Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe we're going to get a Pepe ETF. Here's someone that just bought $6 million, 447 billion Pepe after the price dipped. So now you know there are whales that are really, really loading up on these memes, right? That's why they are so strong. You got a lot of believers. Not only are their communities strong, but you just got a lot of whales that really believe. I mean, for someone to just throw in $6 million into Pepe, that's kind of crazy. All right, anyways. Anyways, that's about it. Let's do some Q&A. My camera's always screwing up here. All right. Q&A. Any update on MEXC? Hey, there was an email that sent. Someone sent it to me. It was sent a long time ago, Dre, that end of this month, KYC is mandatory. And if you're in the US, you can't do KYC. It's just that simple. You got to look at another exchange to move to, right? Like the Unix or Fairdesk, one of the other foreign exchanges, but it's already in place. Here's how bad it is. Even my rep at MEXC left and went to another exchange because he knows that once KYC is implemented, they're gonna lose a lot of business. That's just the reality. All right, let me scroll up. The Bonzo says the Boda army will take over base this summer. Okay. I hope for your sake it happens. Law says this is why I own XRP. It never does anything. Live life honestly, keeping it down so they can buy more. I don't know if you're talking about XRP or Bitcoin. Another super chat about Boda. Yeah. I don't know about that. Coppervon. Appreciate it. So Akeem the Dream says, here's my conspiracy theory thesis for Roaring Kitty's live stream and what he may have been subliminally saying. Number one, first thing he said was, that was close call in the context of almost. Context of almost what? That he wants to close his call? He could do that. He could have done that on live stream and he didn't. I don't know if that's what you're indicating. It seems like you didn't finish your sentence there. There's a new Star Wars shows that everyone is shitting on. I don't even know what it's about. It's supposed to be like some mystery sci-fi thing on Disney Plus. Really bad reviewed. I don't know what's going on with Disney Plus and all these new Star Wars shows that no one wants to watch. Yeah, I don't get it. Crypto Baddle, what ETF do you think is next? Solana. I really think Solana ETFs is next. It makes the most sense. Has the most institutional interest after Ethereum. In fact, you could argue it has more. You have Van Eyck and ARK talking about it all the time. CNBC is talking about it. You know, after Ethereum ETF, it's going to be Solana ETF. Just watch. Is it a coal light? Some people say it's cringe. Some people say it's the... I'm not going to repeat that. Tony says I thought it was pretty good. I don't know. Like, I couldn't even finish Mandalorian Season 3. It just feels like they're running out of ideas. Obi-Wan was good only because it had Vader and Anakin in there. I mean, everyone else, like, I really don't care about. They need to just do more around Anakin and Darth Vader and how he got so good and powerful, or he's fighting some new people that no one has seen before and somehow still fit in the storyline. I don't know. They need to do something around that because everything else doesn't interest anyone. Aron says Arthur A is talking about Dogecoin ETF. I just don't see this happening. ETFs are meant more for institutions and some retail, of course, but there's no institutions that are asking for a Dogecoin ETF. That's not right. Okay. Dogecoin could be listed on every single big exchange out there. It probably is, but to get an ETF won't be before Solana, that's for sure. Maybe some fund will come out like a meme coin ETF index where it'll have Dogecoin in there. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Why is there no Doge Hund real hot dog meme? I don't I don't know what you're asking there, Dustin. You think Elon gives a F about public perception? Oh yeah, he does. He pretends like he doesn't. Of course he does. He runs a public trade company. He runs X. Okay. He does. As much as people think he doesn't, he does. Come on. Your thoughts on EMP? I don't know. No one asked about EMP for a long, long, long time. I don't even remember what it's about. EMP money? Never even heard of this. Never even heard of this. And it has no market cap. Terry Morgan says, I was going to say, Jordan ignored the obvious. The first half of the stream was telling us to chill out like we climbed for 16K, for Christ's sake. I mean, there's only so much I could do, okay? You know, I try to I tried to focus on the bigger picture. And that's what I do, right? Try to focus, get people to focus on long term, ignore short-term volatility, continue to stay strong and hodl, but there's always people that go crazy over any little movement. How long do you think Ethereum will get its ETFs? Pretty soon. Pretty soon. I'm sure they're working on it right now. Any update on ETH ETF going live? Nope. Right now, they're still working it out. A lot of applications. Hey, you know what's going to happen? SEC already approved it. So it's just a matter of approving these funds. And it could happen at the end of the month. Could happen next month. Did I get fired as a moderator? Is Kulo making a comeback? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think you were ever a mod, Inflation. Well, I didn't do it. And the second part of your question, I hope so. Would you host Sailor? Yes. Yes, I would. For Sailor, of course. Dustin, I don't know what you're asking. Are you trying to combine Costco hot dog with Dogecoin or something? I don't know. Yeah, if Elon hates Apple so much, he does hate Apple. He hates Apple and he hates OpenAI with a passion. So if that's the thing, his only logical choice is to come out with his own phone, the Tesla phone. And I'm pretty sure if that comes out, it's going to be as disastrous as the Cybertruck. So I don't know. Even Amazon tried and failed miserably and gave up really quickly because the phone business is very harsh. That's why we only have Apple and we only have Samsung, basically. Everyone else is an afterthought. But hey, maybe people have suggested Starlink. He could come out with a really good mobile phone alternative. Maybe. Maybe all Tesla drivers get one for free. Another George is saying thanks for everything. From Melbourne, Australia. It's awesome. Thank you. Bradley says, what happens if Elon dies at this point? If Elon dies or even steps away, Tesla will sink like 90%. I've always said that to my friend who's a big Tesla guy, and even recently he turned bearish. You know, Tesla's evaluation is completely 100% based on Elon. And if he ever steps away, which he has threatened to do so, if he doesn't get like his 40-something billion dollars of stock that was previously approved by the board, but then vetoed by Delaware courts, which is outrageous. But he has threatened that if he doesn't get it or get 25% of control of his company, he's going to not only not develop the AI stuff and possibly, leave, which is, it would send Tesla stock tanking. Medicaid. Pretty small project. Isn't this in AI? No, gaming? Play, build, earn, connect. Thriving Metropolis. Gaming project. Does not surprise me as low cap because not a whole lot of gaming projects are doing well right now. I don't know too much about it, but All Time seems like it came out last year. Haven't really done much since then. At the start of ETS, flow to price prediction was 80% last week. 4 billion inflows made price go down. 60% plus flow correlation thoughts. Yeah, I don't really look at the flow correlation there. I just know ultimately when you remove a ton of Bitcoin from circulation, okay, it's going to, the prices go catch up to that eventually. Maybe not now. Maybe not tomorrow, but in the long run, ultimately what causes Bitcoin to go higher is supply and demand, right? Demand keeps going up and supply keeps decreasing. All these ETF inflows is contributing to that, right? Demand, obviously people are buying, and supply is being removed. So eventually it's going to catch up. Short term, there's a lot of external factor, geopolitical stuff, macro stuff, like this week. What Fed Chair Powell says is going to be absolutely important, right? Even though Bitcoin is a global thing, but anything that happens in the U.S. trickles everywhere. So short term, there's a lot of geopolitical, macro, even micro stuff, whale dumping, whale manipulation, shorts, long squeezes, a lot of that stuff. So it's best to just focus long term. Ben asked, did you get your Cybertruck? I got my invitation today. No. I'm hearing everyone's getting their invitation because I'm hearing the line for Cybertruck, or at least since so many people are not taking delivery, so now they're like reaching out to anyone that ever had a Cybertruck reservation and trying to sell them a Foundation series, and not a good look. Teresa, always appreciate your positivity. Thank you. Blazo, did you see a vision? Do you see the vision of Tesla Optimus robot and connecting that to AI and letting people buy for $30K as a robot butler? Would you buy one? For $30K, I probably wouldn't. If it was like $10, $15K and it was really useful, I would. For $30K, it has to be as good as a person, meaning that it could cook, it could clean, it can do everything that you normally it could go do gardening. It could take out the trash, obviously. Basically, it could do everything. Then for 30K, it'll be a bargain. But if it could do just essential things like carry things for you up and down the stairs, or maybe take things out for you to the car and back, and like basic things, I think as a novelty, having a 10K robot in your house would be like, a talking piece, but that's about it. I don't know. That's what I think. I think we're just really far away from that. Sith Lord, Apple and Samsung won't be top dogs forever. Remember a company called Nokia? Yeah, but things are different now. Companies are much smarter. Risk assessment and studying the past, um, making sure the same mistakes won't be followed. So yeah, it's true. Eventually, they will be toppled by someone, but that eventually is probably like not within our lifetime. I just don't see Apple going anywhere. Samsung maybe, but Apple not going anywhere for a long, long time. Mike is saying, for the love of God, could you look at charts and comment on what's actually happening right now for those of us actually trade and just don't hold up? First of all, what do you want me to say? It happened. So what do you want me to say? Like, oh, I just dumped $100 million of the Bitcoin, so it fell. I can't say anything. No one knows why it fell. Some whale, someone decided to sell. That's simply it. If you want to trade, go buy it. The charts are showing it's oversold. I'm not a trader. I'm a long-term holder. Mike, you need to stop panicking. When you comment like that, right, I'm pretty sure you're going to lose money in the long run because too many people try to trade, try to outsmart the market, and eventually they realize that they lost money. Had they just hodled or DCA'd, they would be up a lot more. So many people tell me that after years of trading. So I would suggest you calm down and chill. And if you want to, go ahead and DCA. But there's no explanation why it like freaking suddenly dropped. Okay? No one could give you that explanation. No chartist can give you that unless they have a magic 8-ball that tells you exactly what happened. And no one has that. Simran, will Bitcoin Nashville tickets get you into Karate Combat like Consensus? I don't know. I'm thinking so because there is a partnership, although I don't know. That has not been confirmed. So so I can't confirm that. Dan says, but people actually use Nokias. I think people use iPhones too, and people use Samsung devices. I used I used my Motorola Razr for a long, long time. I love that phone. But then after smartphones came out, I mean, just completely different. Show the XRP girls you haven't played a long time. No, I just showed it the other day. I've been showing a lot recently, so I think I need to cool down because XRP holders are not really enjoying it. They don't get it. Do I am George entities getting in karate combat in Nashville? No, I'm sorry, they don't. It's not an event that I'm hosting. Karate Combat is, so unfortunately, no. Tennessee Eco Man. I use a house phone with landline. No mark for me. Yeah, I don't know anyone that uses a landline anymore. That's kind of crazy. Milkshake Memory, seeing a few base heads here. If you're in the market, Arrow, Pro, Toshi, Toby, USA, Mochi, Benji, Emfer, Andy, and Normie. Okay. Just real question. You think by listing like 8 of those or 10 of those memes that's actually go get people to go buy them? I'm just curious your thought there because I see you do that all the time. Yeah, Sith Lord. My house is not. I don't have any wire for landlines. I don't. Man, for anyone that's panicking, okay, when you're zoomed in like this, man, I bet a lot of guys like Mike Gardner that are panicking like crazy, like, oh my God, the world is ending. Until you like zoom out a little bit, you realize, okay, that looks pretty normal. We were actually much lower just a few days ago. In fact, yeah, that's actually pretty normal. And if you zoom out a little bit more, you realize, oh, yeah, we were over here just last month. And if you're still questioning whether we're dumping, let's go to the day chart. Oh, okay, that's not really dumping. In fact, not only are we going sideways, we're actually building momentum here. So again, if you're zoomed in, like you may be panicking, which I know most of you guys are not, but you know, maybe you just change the time frame and maybe you go to the 4-hour or the daily and then realize that, okay, we're doing okay. We're not doing that bad. But I'll leave it here for people to panic. But you know what? Short term, if you look at it, if you look at like down here, RSI, a short-term 15-minute scale, RSI is low as, 3 days ago. So arguably it's this, we haven't seen this level since June 7th of 2024. So what chart do you use to see GOTT selling easily? What? GOTT? What's GOTT? For BTC, how often do you DCA? Daily, weekly? Everyone's different. For me, it's like when I have extra cash, I'll do it. Like I'm not in a rush to put more in. I think I have enough, but if I have extra, I put more in. But for most people, I think just finding what works. Every paycheck, maybe once a month, maybe sometimes it's every day. There are people that have told me they DCA every single day. Every single day. There's really no right or wrong answer. Chris, videography, I can't anymore. I just panic bought more. Good for you. Good for you. Mike says, like, seriously, who's selling Bitcoin right now and why? Keep in mind, okay, my biggest theory, if I had to guess, and I'll talk about it tomorrow, is Elon. Elon's selling Bitcoin. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's not Elon. Here's the thing, okay? We are going to get a big FOMC meeting on Wednesday. Every time before we have FOMC meeting, we generally see volatility. So this could be someone trying to prepare because they think Powell's going to say something negative. Even Powell says, I'm not going to cut rates. Okay, it's not going to bring it down because no one anticipates that he will be cutting rates. Right? Look at this. 99.4% chance that he will hold things steady. A 0.6% chance he will cut rates. So no one in the world is expecting Powell to cut rate. So there's nothing to worry about. He's not going to say, well, I'm going to rate hike. No. He's going to say, well, it's too early to cut. Let's wait until next month. And even if he does that, it's not going to bring down the market because no one anticipates that he will be cutting anyways this month, right? But regardless, every time before we have an FOMC meeting, we do get volatility. So that's always the thing. Simran says, are you up and down overall on leverage trading? I recently got burned and plan to cut losses instead off chase. Shiny object syndrome 1, DCA is the way. You know what? Overall, I think probably I'm still up a little bit because I made a killing in March. But I will say this, since April till now, haven't been that successful. Took some big losses. Sometimes I'm okay. But I will say, I've always said this. Leverage trading is for degens. You can make a lot of money. You can lose a lot of money. But overall, if you're going to do it, use a small, very, very small percentage of your portfolio to do so. Overall, long-term holding, DCAing is the ultimate strategy. No one can outperform that. That is the best way for gains. Everything else, memes, leverage trading, it's fun, it's exciting. You can make some good money, but you could also lose very quickly. Those are just degen stuff, right? Vast majority of your portfolio should not be traded, should be held long-term, and you should continue to DCA into them. That's really it. Joyride says, I couldn't help it either. I panic bought Sol. Awesome. Congratulations. All right, guys. I will let you guys go. Overall, we had a little dip while I'm streaming. Do not panic. This is normal. We have seen this before. A little volatility ahead of the next FOMC meeting. But know this. Companies are still buying. Institutions are still buying. Fundamentals are still awesome. Are we still in the rally? Yes. We didn't break out of the rally. The bull run is still intact. So stay strong, my friends. I will see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And since this was requested, I got to play this before I leave.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larsen.